Right, here's Howie. I need an edge rusher and a number 2 or number 1 real wide receiver. Safety would help. Linebacker would help maybe in free agency. Have you ever heard Howie Roseman talk like that? You ain't going to hear him talk like that. He's not going to show you his hand. Good afternoon. Big Sills here on the National Football Show. Appreciate everybody stepping aboard with us. I'll tell you, man, I'm having a lot of fun doing the middle show with Barrett Brooks. And it's funny because you get an O lineman and a D lineman, and you get different perspectives on how you see the game. And it's been entertaining and also educating for me. So, and I appreciate everybody that jumps aboard with me there too, and then comes back in the afternoon. I can't thank you enough for what you guys are doing for the show, man. You guys are making it one of the fastest growing shows going, and we so appreciate it. You know, advertisers are starting to come aboard with us, and we thank you guys very much for doing this, man. Really a lot. By the way, combines start tomorrow, which basically kicks off the 2022 NFL season. That's like the first big event. The NFL Combines. You get a chance to interview everybody. You get a chance to have conversations with folks. Maybe you identify a little bit of what you're going to do, give you some more strategy of what you're going to do when it comes up to your respected teams and how they're going to look at free agency and the draft, or the draft and free agency. Some teams may want to do this backwards. They want to maybe dive more in to what free agency is, or they want to dive more into the draft, depending on what a need is and depending really on what a philosophy is. You know, that's the one thing that you could say about Philadelphia, or you could say about New England. Every single football team, the Steelers, they all have their identity in how they see the draft and how they see free agency. By the way, may I start it before I get into the topics? Hey, hit the like button. I got to say this, man. You guys over here on the chat room, we thank you guys so much being involved, giving us great content. Smartest people I have spoken to in sports, I would say in the last 7 years. Smartest folks. I get a name wrong, Sileo. Holy cow. Yeah, I mean, plus the numbers, plus the statistics. It just shows me how vested you are as a sports fan, so it's great. But, again, hit the like button. Randy Cross from CBS Sports College Football, owner of 3 Super Bowl rings with the San Francisco 49ers, will join us in hour number 2 at around 5:30. So we'll talk with him, get his perspective on some of the top kids coming out and going into the NFL draft, his thoughts on what's going on in San Francisco. There's some really interesting news coming out of San Francisco today, and it surrounds Jimmy Garoppolo and him being hurt again. How does that set up the free agent market then when it comes to quarterbacks who could potentially be out there? There is a lot of news when it comes to quarterbacks. And, you know, in a pregame, I'm sitting around with Xander. Xander, get that highlight up. Again, I'm not sure we could see that. That's right. I'm not sure we could play that during the show live. But it was Howie addressing, and, you know, all the general managers – prior to the players showing up, get a chance to sit in front of the media. And the media, the NFL media, the football media, the world media that covers the NFL gets a chance to talk to general managers and the head coach.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I think that when you talk about all the things we talked about at the end of the season, nothing's changed. I think what really has changed for us is the opportunity to add. You know, this is a great time of year for the Philadelphia Eagles, for us, for our staff. And being here and really getting everyone involved in the draft process, start of free agencies up and coming. And so we got to continue to add good players. We got to continue to make sure that we're doing everything we can to maximize our players' ability to be successful. And certainly that starts at the quarterback position with Jalen.
Okay, what did he say there? First and foremost, Howie Roseman, who addressed the media there at the Combines in Indianapolis today, did he say anything? Xander, can I please hear this again? This is Howie. And again, let me set it up before you set it in here. But again, ask yourself if Howie Roseman says anything.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I think that when you talk about all the things we talked about at the end of the season, nothing's changed. I think what really has changed for us is the opportunity to add. This is a great time of year for the Philadelphia Eagles, for us, for our staff, and being here and really getting everyone involved in the draft process. Starter free agency's up and coming. And so we got to continue to add good players. We got to continue to make sure that we're doing everything we can to maximize our players' ability to be successful. And certainly that starts at the quarterback position with Jalen.
I don't think he said anything there except this. Nothing's changed as of right now. Nothing has changed. You don't know if you're going to be in a conversation to get Deshaun Watson. You have no idea. You have no idea if that's the team he's going to pick. He has a no-trade clause. So they're going with what they have right now at the combines. You see, Howie's put a deal in place for the Texans and Nick Caserio of the Texans, the general manager. He can't concern himself on whether or not and put his hopes in one basket and go, well, he's our guy. No, because when you go to the combines, you're going with the combines with who you are right now, not with what maybe you can be if you deal with free agency. You notice he didn't address free agency. He said something about adding players. That means they haven't identified anybody yet in free agency, or they have and they're just not going to tell you because Howie's not – you think Howie's going to come out and he's going to go like this. Really, I love that defensive end from Miami. And, man, that kid really looks like he would really fit into our system. We need to get sacked, so we're going to be really looking at edge rushers. Here's how that press conference should have went. Hey, man, you know what? At the end of the day, we're going to sit here and we're going to do our very best to try to make this football team better. If that means the current guys that are on the staff, fine, great. Then we really look forward to really working with these guys. If there's a chance in this offseason that I can get a better defensive end, an edge rusher, or I can get a safety, or I can get a linebacker in free agency, I'm going to. If my better option is in the draft, I'm going to go draft. Hey, Jalen Hurts, nothing's really changed right as of right now. Okay, unless we could get into the conversation with Deshaun Watson, I don't know what to tell you. Right now, this is who we are. This is how, and Roseman answering questions about Deshaun. I'd like to see another guy. We have Jalen Hurts. That's a lawyer's answer. Put that back up there again. Put that back up there again. Howie Roseman answering the question on Watson. We have Jalen Hurts. That's a lawyer's answer. That's how lawyers answer your questions. Howie's pretty slick. We have Jalen Hurts. That's not answering the question. No shit, you have Jalen Hurts. That's a lawyer's answer. This guy's pretty slick, but he thinks we're stupid. We're not. He was talking out of both sides of his mouth, and right there he just gave you a lawyer's answer. Who do you believe? Okay? Who do you believe? Howie Roseman just exposed himself on who he is with that quote. That quote right there tells me how he runs this team. He answers you like a lawyer. He don't tell you anything. That right there. Hey, it's a simple question. What do you make of the Deshaun Watson? He could have said this: we have no interest. Jalen's my guy. Wait a minute. We have Jalen Hurts. Okay. You have Jalen Hurts, but you don't want Deshaun Watson? Is that how you're answering that? Dude, you can't win with Jalen Hurts a Super Bowl. You can win a Super Bowl with Deshaun Watson. Holy cow. Wow. He thinks you're stupid. He thinks I'm stupid. Let's take Xander. Put that back up again. I want you to look at this as Eagle fans and NFL fans. Look at that, how he's talking to you. We have Jalen Hurts. No shit. You also have Gardner Minshew. Dude. Boy, he really does a great job at running a team, but he also does a poor job at conveying what he's doing with his team. Same thing happened last year. Oh, yeah, we're going to have a quarterback battle with Wentz and with Hurts. Why would you say that? Why would you devalue your first-round guy you just gave a truckload of money to? You don't have to tell the media anything. But when you answer questions like that, it makes you look shady. I see now why Philadelphia doesn't trust Howie Roseman to run an NFL draft. He's shady. That's shady stuff, man. Xander says he's got another quote. Pressed about the team's potential interest in pursuing Deshaun Watson, Eagles GM Howie Roseman shifts attention back to his confidence in Jalen Hurts. We have a 23-year-old quarterback who led us to the playoffs. Yeah. Okay. Is this guy running for president or mayor of Philadelphia? That's how lawyers and politicians answer you. Hey, are we going to send U.S. troops over to Ukraine? Answer the president. We got troops over there already, along with NATO. No, that's not exactly what people are wanting to know. Are you going to send them in to help the Ukrainian freedom fighters fight the Russians back? He not answering that. It's a politician's answer. Those two quotes, holy cow. Oh, my God. The guy's shady. Oh, that's terrible. I feel sorry for you guys, man. I do. I feel sorry for you guys. Holy cow. Next, we got to convince Sileo. Easy, Birdman. They made it a point to brag about Jalen after. Hey, Biden called them Iranians. I know, man. He barely knew where he was last night. It's all good. Don't worry. He thought he was in a broom closet. Keep Hurts' value high. That's a great point, Easy. Hey, wait a minute. Wait. Let's dissect this. You think Howie is trying to keep the value high because of the lesson he learned last year with Hurts? Because Jalen is going to be involved in a potential trade package? And you have to make it sound like he's your guy. He's a superstar. He led us to the playoffs. He's a quarterback that's on the coming up on being one of the better players in the league. He's only 23. Could it be shining up the car in the backyard because you're getting ready to sell it? You know, I'm thinking, you got to think like these shady GMs, man. Okay? This guy, you got to think shady. GMs are shady dudes. Paul says, Howie's the smartest guy in his own room. Holy cow, that is all those two quotes showed me that Howie Roseman knows what he's doing at the podium. He'd never answer a question. He didn't answer the question about Deshaun. Not anywhere. When pressed about Deshaun, hey. Let me read this one here. Oh, geez, it's not Matt Corral. This means this. If he's interested in Matt Corral, okay, that means he's interested in a free agent. Let me see that. Hang on, Xander. Hang on here. Matt Corral said he had information with the Eagles. With quarterback coach Brian Johnson said he feels he has a great understanding of the offense. Yeah. How you doing? There's your boy, Easy. They must be watching us. Easy. Okay. Xander's right. Giving you a highlight. Hey, by the way, anytime you get a highlight from now on, that's a big Sills merit badge. So anyone that gets them, we're going to start keeping score and who's the highest merit badge getter, okay? Because if you get a highlight, you get a merit badge. I don't give them out. Very nicely done. Easy, you get the first one. Sills, no matter what. Hey, Matt. Oh, Matt, I love content like that. You got a shady GM. There you go, Matt. Oh, Matt. Hey, absolutely. Xander and I are talking. What's the angle? Jeez. The angle? Easy. I'm not answering any questions on Deshaun Watson. Can I give you guys a hockey analogy compared to where we are in the NFL offseason here? Can I? Let's pretend I play for the Flyers. I come into the trainer. Man, my ankle's killing me. I may not be able to skate tonight. I may not be able to go. All of a sudden, general manager and the team post, Flyers defenseman Sileo won't be able to go. He's got an upper body injury. No, he don't got an ankle injury. You're trying to always tell somebody. See, that's a good thing about the NHL. If you got an ankle injury, you got a hand injury. You know what I mean? They try to lead you as far away from that injury on what really is wrong with you as possible. Why would Howie Roseman being at the combines itself, he's probably there for rounds 2 through 7. But they may have already made their decision that they're going to be all in on a quarterback in free agency or in a trade. You don't answer questions. Oh, Matt Corral. Holy cow. This guy, what general manager shows his cards like that? Hey, this guy knows. And by the way, he probably leaked it to that reporter because that reporter wants accessibility. Remember something. Hey, and I'm not throwing any shade on Philadelphia reporters. But you know how you get information from general managers? Take it from a guy who's had a boatload of them on your show here, the National Football Show. You know how you do it? You leak things out for them. Then they come back and give you a story. So somebody in the player personnel department probably went, we really love Matt Corral. The reason you tell that reporter that is so that reporter will report that. Oh, yeah, dude, really? That means they're not drafting a quarterback in the first round. That's what that means. I'll tell you right now, though, Howie Roseman is doing his very best at the combines to give you disinformation. I just told Xander that. Okay? I just told Xander. Very well, thank you. Okay, Xander goes, hey, man, looks like we're going to keep the guy we have. I'm like, you believe that stuff? And then after I just saw those quotes that Xander just posted, okay? Man. Hey, by the way, Xander, maybe what you could do for me is find Frank Reich's comments that he made at the combines about Carson Wentz, and I'll show you how to answer a quarterback question. And then what I'm going to do is play back-to-back sound bites. I'll play a Frank Reich soundbite on him answering the question where he says he put his ass on the line for Wentz. And he answers it directly. Everybody in that Colts lineup, everybody in that Colts organization is being transparent. The Eagles aren't being transparent. Frank was transparent when he answered the question. I'll paraphrase it here for you. Frank, what do you think of Carson Wentz? Hey, I put my neck on the line for him. And I think he's still going to be a successful quarterback. That may not be here. We're still going through the evaluation of that. That's a wonderful answer. It's direct. It's truthful. It's where they are. It's how they see him. Here's Frank.
I know I believe in Carson. I believe that, I believe in him. I stuck my neck out for him. I stuck my neck out for him. So, last year I was a big part of that decision to get him here. And so, I believe he's going to continue. I believe he's going to continue to have a lot of success at quarterback. That might be here. It might not be here. That decision has yet to be determined. So, but I still believe in the person, and I still believe in the player, right? I mean, we're all in progress. I'm in progress. He's in progress. Every one of our players is in progress. You just don't want to get into that trap of taking a snapshot of any 1 week or 1 year. It's a bigger story than that, right? So the storyline is much bigger than one season. We've always had that perspective, and we'll continue to.
Fantastic answer. Now do me a favor, Xander, and put that quote up. Put the 2 quotes in a row when asked the question about Deshaun. And this is how Howie, when asked and pressed the question about Deshaun Watson, I mean, when you read these, you don't get a direct answer. You get lawyers' answers here. Pressed about the team's potential interest in pursuing Deshaun Watson, Eagles GM Howie Roseman shifts attention back to his confidence. We have a 23-year-old quarterback to lead us to the playoffs. That doesn't address that. I should ask that. Howie Roseman answer when asked about Deshaun Watson. We have his answer. Look at how Frank answered the question on Wentz. Truthful, to the point, and accurate, actually. Do I think that the owner is overreacting? I do. I think there's no doubt Jim Irsay has a cow with the way the season ended. I believe Jim Irsay thinks that he was close to being a football team that could have potentially went to a Super Bowl. How about this? I think that Jim Irsay probably thinks he's as good as the Bengals, if not better. That's why he's pissed. And I don't know if I dispute the fact that I'm not in the camp that Jim Irsay thinks he has a better roster than the Bengals. He may have a better roster than the Bengals. And that's probably why he's pissed. It's funny. The Colts are more pissed about not making the playoffs than the Cowboys are on getting bounced on their own field in the playoffs in the opening round after winning their division. The Colts are more pissed. They're pissed. And by the way, they're pissed at the quarterback. Okay? There's no doubt. How do you feel now? And by the way, here's a quote too. Howie Roseman says the Eagles have to gamble. Then he won't answer the question on Deshaun Watson. Hey, for the record, Russell Wilson came out today and said that I have no intention of leaving Seattle. We're all in this together. We're all going to move forward. Nothing has changed. My heart's in Seattle. That's a definitive answer that he wants to stay there. He wants to make it work in Seattle. Now, could things change in a week? You know, it's funny. Every time you guys accuse me of changing my position, how many times do you see players changing their position or teams changing their position the next week? 1 week you hear the Rams saying how much they love Jared Goff, and then the next week they have Matthew Stafford because they hooked up in Cabo. That's how the NFL and that's how true sports is right now. Easy money, I think they got to be. Dude, Howie Roseman, in my opinion, is in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. I have Jalen Hurts. So what? We know that. He's aiming you to the obvious. And at the same time, cooling the fan base down, also keeping the value of Jalen Hurts as high as he possibly can as he heads into a draft. The number one thing you don't do as a GM or a football team or a talent evaluator. Don't undermine the value of your own players. Overvalue them publicly at all times. Watch this. Dan, what do you make of Jalen? Dan, what do you make of Jalen Hurts? I'm inside the Eagle organization. Holy cow. You blow up the stats. This kid in his first year starting, led a team to the postseason. He's an all-pro alternate. Almost had 1,000 yards rushing. 10 touchdowns. Has a rookie record for the Eagles. Threw for 3,000 yards. Very productive. Very productive. Smart. Been coached by some of the best guys on the planet. That's how you keep value up. You don't do this. Yeah, well, we had a really tough year last year, and I know that we gave him $170 million, but we're going to have a quarterback competition between him and the second rounder. I'd be like, well, you ain't getting a first rounder with me. Sills, the way Howie's talking doesn't like he's giving up a major capital. But that's right. 215, that's what he wants you to think, and that's what he wants other GMs to think. Why would he? Here's the dumbest thing that's going on with the Dolphins. Guys, you may think I'm wrong. That's okay. That's cool. But when a guy does this down in Miami, the owner of the Dolphins, Stephen Ross last year, I want to do whatever it takes to get Deshaun Watson. What do you think the value of Tua is now? You think you get a first-round draft choice for Tua? After the Dolphins have been going a year and a half now and chasing after the skirt of Deshaun Watson. I mean, these guys are jilted lovers. What do you think you can? He was the 5th pick. He was the 5th pick. Okay? This dude was taken ahead of Justin Herbert. Okay? And they're out there going, we want Deshaun. You ain't getting a 5th pick? You ain't getting a first rounder for that guy. I do think Hurts has trade value. Howie's doing this one right. He's keeping his value up. Hey, watch this. You tell me if this makes sense. We're going to talk about cap space. I talked about it with Barrett a little bit, and I'm going to talk about it with you guys. So wait a minute. Here's what I'm going to do if I'm building my team. Yeah, really love our guys. We just got to keep adding players. Hey, wait. I could probably do the Howie Roseman press conference. Hey, I really like our quarterback. I like our players. Our coaches really got these guys aimed in the right direction. We're going to add some more components. We have draft capital. We have, economics that can also help the roster out if we need. I'm really excited about where we are right now. So, this is really about adding and not subtracting like a lot of other NFL teams are. I didn't say anything to you. But I basically just gave you the Howie Roseman press conference. Did you hear what I said? Or maybe you did it. No, I really love what we got here. Quarterback is getting better. He's only 23. Made the playoffs. I got an alternate Pro Bowl at the quarterback position. Our defense played great from week 8 in. We were 2-5 at the beginning of the year. Imagine that. Now it's just really about adding pieces to the roster, getting a player here, to fill a gap. You notice he didn't directly tell you what position he was looking at because he wants to keep that conversation as vague as possible. Right, here's Howie. I need an edge rusher and a number 2 or number 1 real wide receiver. Safety would help. Linebacker would help maybe in free agency. Have you ever heard Howie Roseman talk like that? You ain't going to hear him talk like that. He's not going to show you his hand. So when you guys are going like this, Sills, it just doesn't sound like he wants to do anything. Of course it does. You're in the land of misinformation right now. Nobody's going to tell you who they're looking at. Nobody's going to tell you who they're interested in. Why would I do this? Think of this for a minute. Why would I go like this? I really want Deshaun Watson. Okay, well, I'll take 3 ones then. Or how about if you said this? We're really happy with what we have, But then you pick the phone up and you go, hey, man, it's Howie. How's everything going, man? I hear you got a lot of interest going on with Deshaun. I'd just like to know, where we are. I mean, and then Nick Caserio would go, well, do you want to have a conversation here? Oh, yeah, we're happy with what we have. And we're happy with the direction. See, he doesn't get caught doing this. He doesn't get caught in the conveyor belt of a guy in a team that's chasing the guy. Howie doesn't want to look like he's chasing anybody. Why should he? He's got $30 million in cap space, 11 draft picks, and he's got 3 ones. Why should he look like he's in a panic mode? My team made the postseason. My team's not going to be like the Cowboys or the Rams. Okay? Poker face. Big picking. That's it. This is great. Big picking. This is a game of poker right now. And I love the fact that he reeled in Xander. We were doing our pregame, and Xander goes, it just doesn't look like he's going to do anything. Perfect. That's what he wants you to think. And in the process, he may actually have to go down that lane. Well, I told you I wasn't going to do anything. How many general managers do you know? Okay? How many general managers do you know are going to show you their hand? And for the record, by the way, Xander thinks that Howie's going to go into the draft and maybe land one of these guys like Corral. Because of that comment, get this. Xander, put that comment up by that reporter again and make it bigger for me. Then we'll take a time out here. I mean, do you really think somebody inside the organization of the Philadelphia Eagles during the time of free agency and during the time when you're putting your draft board together, now you're going to work out the kids in Indianapolis. You got free agency around the corner. You really think that somebody's going to go to a Philadelphia Inquirer reporter and go, hey, psst, we really like Blue Horseshoe. Hopefully somebody knows the movie. Make that bad puppy bigger there. Look at this. Philadelphia reporter, QB Matt Corral, said he had an informal interview with the Eagles. Met with QB coach Brian Johnson. Said he feels he has a great understanding of their offense. Hint at what might be coming down the road. Right. That's like telling someone where the treasure is. You think that the Eagles are going to paint out a treasure map for the media so that they know the off-season plan? Good night. I'm wondering how you folks look at it. Yeah, okay. Now Xander's sold. You did it, Easy Money. Holy cow. He gets 2 merit badges. You think maybe I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a timeout. You think Big Sills is wrong about how I see this and how Howie Roseman answered these questions at the combines? Do you really believe he's going to go into the NFL draft and draft one of these guys? All right, hit the like button. Don't forget, Randy Cross from CBS Sports, 3-time Super Bowl champion, will be in hour number 2 at 5:30 Eastern time. Keep it here on the National Football Show.